So step one could be step two, step three, hey everybody, Gary here with Guitar Tricks, and in this video we're going to go over how to mix together funky single note playing with chord playing. So kind of going back and forth between a single note riff and a chord. So this is super popular in funk rhythm guitar, and it requires really strong muting technique in the left hand, and then in the right hand targeting certain strings depending on what you're playing. So I'm going to share with you a couple of these technique tips and teach you a riff to get you started. Before we get into the lesson, please go ahead and click subscribe so that you get all of the latest and greatest content from Guitar Tricks. Alright, so everything we're going to play right now is in A minor, and we're going to play this chord called an A minor 7. Really popular funk chord, these minor 7 chords. And the way that you do that is take the first finger and just bar it across the 5th fret on the top 4 strings, like this. Cool? Now, the first muting technique we're going to go over is using the tip of this first finger to mute out the open A string. So even if I hit all 5 strings, the A is going to be muted. See that? Awesome. Now we want to be able to go like this. So what I'm doing is I'm targeting those top 3 or 4 strings. If I hit the 5th one by accident, that's okay. And we're just kind of keeping this loose wrist, shaking the water off. Shake it down, shake it up. Cool? Now sometimes I'm going to put my pinky on the 7th fret. That would be an A minor 9 chord. Cool? Alright, now the single note riff goes. Right? Pretty standard funky kind of riff. So we got 5th fret on the E string, 7th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the D string, 5th fret on the A string, twice, then to the 7th fret on the A string. Let's try it at 70 BPM with a drum track. So it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, now every second time, let's play the chord like this. Ready? So first time, second time, simple enough, right? So step 2, instead of just going, we want to keep a constant 16th note down up on the single note, and we end up going down, up, down, 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 up, because I'm keeping a constant alternating 16th note. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And what I'm doing to get the muted sound, I'm just releasing pressure off the fret. I'm not taking my finger off, just releasing enough that it's no longer touching the fret. And then we can mix in the strum like this. But then the next step, we're going to do this. difference there. And let me demonstrate that. So what I'm doing here is I'm keeping a constant up and down, and I'm using my first finger to mute all the strings except for the one I want to hear. And I end up getting down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. And what I have to do is just be really careful to mute all the other strings and also try to avoid hitting certain strings. So when I play these notes, I'm really trying to avoid that low E string and the A string, but I'm also using the tips of my pinky and my first finger to mute out the A string. So it's kind of like being double safe. I'm using fingertips to mute out open strings, but I'm also trying to only target the root note that I'm hitting, the bass note that I'm hitting, and the strings below it. So on this one, I'm targeting the lowest 3 strings of the guitar with the right hand. Then on the second one, I'm coming up on these top strings and trying to stop at the single note and not come all the way up. And then also here, I'm trying to start on this note and follow through. So that first finger is just laying across and muting. Then on these two, I'm trying to mute everything. So I got the tip of the finger muting the low E, and I've got the flesh of the finger muting the rest of the strings. So what ends up happening is I'm in this strummy groove, so it's very natural to just and then another thing I'm adding, instead of just going, I'm adding that 9. Here's the root note, here's the 9. So putting it all together, we have so step 1 could be step 2, step 3, all right, everybody, I hope that was helpful for you. I just made up this riff right before I started. The cool thing about funk guitar is that a lot of times it's just a 1-chord jam. So you could take a chord like this A minor 7 and then try to create a pentatonic riff. That's all I did. I used A minor pentatonic and I just went. So I challenge you, come up with your own A minor pentatonic riff, mix in this A minor 7 chord, and make your own funk groove. All right, everybody, hope you had fun. If you want to learn more about playing guitar, head over to guitartricks.com. If you want to see more lessons like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care.